Hello, it's Greg Allison, Green Greg's coming to you on 27 June 22. Time on deck is 23:50 hours Central Daylight Time. My friends, the United States may be in peril because we seem to be dividing apart. We seem to be, in some ways, splitting with all the decisions coming down both from the Congress and the Supreme Court being in opposite camps from each other. The American people are being torn asunder. How far asunder will we tear? Will we be able to keep this thing together and repair? Or are we going to be going into a national divorce of sorts? Will it be a civil war? How far will it go? We're going to talk about some of these things. You know, it's a topic I've covered many times in the past. So I hope everybody's doing well tonight. I hope for the best out of all of this. I actually think it could be productive, but it could be highly detrimental. It could be, you know, this could be the season, the summer for warfare, the summer for all kind of mayhem. And I got a song here that might fit with this. If I can find it, I'm gonna have to look it up. But anyway, my friends, my Riots in the Sun song is kind of what I'm thinking about now because of the summer season that we're coming into. And this is a live chat tonight. So we have Wild Animals and Tracy. Hi to you, and Roadside Minnows. Hey, Roadside Minnows, that goes well with the worm business, right? Country Gal, Catherine Sigurdsson, good to see y'all. So we're at 28 in the room, and one already dropped out. Wow, guys. Oh, now we got 29. So we're going to go all into this stuff tonight. We got a lot to talk about. I'm about to do some page sharing. Doom Slayer, how you doing? Hope you're having an amazing day. Country Girl, hey, New Days. All right, so we're starting to get a little bit of a crowd here. Alec, you Red, it's good to see you here. I'm staying out if I can, but I'll fight if I have to. There you go. Rev Red Wolf says, good evening in the center of the sandbox, west of the sand dudes. There we go. Well, we're about to go all this talking. I'm just letting a few people come in here before we get too deep into it. I'm about to update my chat room over here because when I start flipping through pages, I might miss some of your wonderful chat. I'm trying to avoid that if possible. So I'm going to have both my laptop and my main computer going here tonight. So to try to keep up with some of the chat as I go through and show you guys a lot of stuff. Granny, good to see you. Well, we got 40 in the room, Frozen World. Okay, I think we can kind of start with what we're going to do tonight here. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, subscribe, bang the update notification bell, and bang all, because I'll bring you all kind of news here, wide, diverse topics, centered primarily around prepping, but we also cover gardening, eating wild, the weeds and the trees. These are things you need to know if you're going to survive, thrive, and stay out of the hive, which is proposition of my channel. And by the way, you know, prepping, gardening is a part of prepping, guys. So if you don't believe that, then you haven't woken up, guys, to what's coming at us. Gardening may be the most vital part of prepping. Gardening, animal husbandry, and things like that. So thank you there, New Days. Yes, please hit the thumbs up. We got 47 in the room and only 18 thumbs up. All right, guys, help me with Al Gore has on it. Civil War and split, maybe Frozen World. We're going to go into that stuff. We're just going about to hit it right now. So I'm going to do a share screen. And we're going to come over here, bing, bada bing. Yeah, Civil War can be an ugly thing. It could really destroy our already taxed supply chain, as we know from the previous Civil War. There was many supply chain attacks, including the South was under a blockade and got split in that war. I don't think things will be in the same direction, but it could have other analogous activities. Let's hope that don't happen. But just having people rioting is rough and burning cities and it could be really rough on the supply chain. So we need to consider this, guys. Long-term food storage. Check my Patriot Supply. We can get breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Three meals a day to give you 2,000 calories per day. And guys, right now they still have this special going with for the 3-month supply. You get $150 off, 25-year shelf supply. So that's a great deal, guys, and that gets you 6 of those buckets for a 3-month supply, because each one is 2 weeks. I mean, for 3-month supply. And this $150 off may be ending soon. I saw a timer on here earlier, so I don't know. This may time out. Thought I saw a timer on this page. So check it out. We're getting toward the end of the month. I don't know how long we're going to keep these deals going. Right now, you can get $50 off of a 4-week supply. So it's a good deal, yeah, especially consider the energy that goes into these mills that have to prepare them to freeze dry them this way. The packaging, which makes them last a long, long time, and you can bury them underground. And that is something you need to be able to consider, is to bury your food. Just so in case they come knocking on your door, and it's kind of hard to bury glass jars. I highly encourage you to can as much as you can, but just bear in mind the glass jars may be hard to hide. Okay, let's get into the topic. I think we got a few more people in the room now. So yeah, we got 55. So let's get into this topic. Bang. Here we go. 56. Roe versus Wade. Fears American division could lead to great migration. And they said that's not hypothetical. And even the White House admits it. So they're thinking that, but you know, it's not just that. It's not just this activity, guys. How come I'm not seeing the chat room over here? Over this up to see the chat room, and it's showing me what I'm showing, but not the chat room. That's odd. Hide chat. It says hide chat, but I'm not hiding chat. Let me do a refresh over here. I'm not seeing the chat room on this computer. Ding, 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 ding. Come on, chat room. There it is. Very good. Good to see everybody there. Oh, what was wrong? Sometimes you just got to reload stuff. All right, John in the Spirit. Good to see you. Granny Lana. Good to see you, Chris Huey. All right, Melanie Lyons. Good to see you back here. John in the Spirit. All right, guys. So let's get in here and let's talk about this. What's happening is our country is very divided politically. And, you know, some say, well, it's East Coast, left coast, and, you know, certain big cities. It's really a primarily urban versus primarily rural type division that we're seeing in this country. I've gone over that. I've shown charts on that in the past. I've taught that. I've shown those charts in vast detail. I'm not going to show those tonight because I got a lot of websites to go through tonight. I can come back and take this topic on again specifically and show those charts. Lockheed Skunk Works. Good to see you here, Lockheed Skunk Works. We need some SR-71s and beyond. Good. California liberals will move back to California. Yeah, that's kind of might give Arizona some breathing room, right? And Texas. Well, see what you're going to see. I don't know if Arizona, who knows which way it's going to go now. Hey, Carl, how you doing? So migration, yeah, the whole migration idea is that people on the left will migrate to states that are more to their liking, and people on the right will subsequently migrate to states more their liking. So the difference between the states will grow, but it's really the people will be moving to cities in those states, in the left states. That's what this really boils down to. So it's a primarily urban versus primarily non-urban or suburban and rural division in this country. And the big urban centers lean left, and the rest of the country leans otherwise. Now, see, they tell us it's the majority on their side, but I think that majority is quickly eroding as people are discovering their policies are leaving the country in the poorhouse with inflation and gas prices and all those social ills that come with socialism. Social illism. Which I have rallied against many times, that and communism. But anyway, so we're going to see perhaps more of this division. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. See, what a lot of people don't realize, so what's happened here is that with the rulings that the court had put out over time, people that were on, you know, the United States got somewhat homogenized, when in reality, the founding fathers thought each state should be an experiment, a political experiment, where people could try their own government, and folks could go to each state according to the kind of government they had, and would find some peace there with you know, the things they identify with. So that is something that's very important. Now you got to remember that the Constitution, U.S. Constitution, was written to control the power of the federal government. More than anything, except how it's to be run, but it's mostly a limitation. Tons of things are limiting the federal government. Tons of checks and balances in the system. and limitations on the powers of government. The bigger governments down, allocating power down. If you don't believe that, just check out the amendments that were incorporated, which reflected the thinking at the time. The 10th Amendment, of course, is the one a lot of people understand in this regards. Powers retained by the states and the people, The powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited to it by the states, were reserved to the states respectively, or to the people. Dang! Isn't there a lot of things the Supreme Court came up with in the last many years that you can't find nowhere in here? How do they do that? How does the Congress pass all kind of laws that really you can't find supported by this? All kind of things telling you what you can't do. All kind of stuff. And then you get bureaucrats from governmental departments coming up with regulations telling you what you can't do. What right do they have? Can you sue? I hope so, because Article 9 is rights retained by the people. And it says the enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage other rights retained by the people, i.e., just because we didn't name it in the 10th in these 10 amendments don't mean the people don't have it. But the government takes the absolutely opposite approach. They think, well, if it ain't in these 10th amendments, if you ain't covered here, you ain't got that right. And then they try to edit every one of these down to totally take them away from you. Every amendment in here, they've tried to interpret down to you got no rights at all. That's where they've been going. And it's been from the left and the right. I got to accuse both of them of this to some degree. But I've got stuff I posted on Facebook that really shows that the amendment number 5, the right to arm the bearers, essentially, was not about a militia. That has been defined in great detail, and stuff. I posted some stuff on Facebook, and I'm thinking about doing a video on that. But it's a dangerous topic on this platform. But just to understand that back in the day, the militia was all able-bodied men in the country. That's how they saw it. So, there's a clause in there. A lot of people are not quite getting. That was a precipitative clause. I don't know how that goes. I'm not, a student of English per se. I did well in the classes, but the way they wrote things back then, that's just the way they did it. And people understand what it was saying. And I've seen things lately trying to say, well, it's all about, having militias and National Guards, and that's what they meant for 200 years. No, it wasn't. And the founding fathers wrote plainly, like Thomas Jefferson, let every free man have his arm by his side at all times. Bing. Now, is that hard to understand? Hey, it shouldn't take a rocket scientist to get that. Okay, I am a rocket scientist, aren't I? Well, I'm going to tell you what, guys. Actually, a lot of rocket scientists don't get that. So, tell you what everybody's saying here. Taz must be in the house. We got 81 in the house now. That's good. Only 36 thumbs up. Guys, you know what? The algorithms have been wiping me out lately. I've got videos that's been underperforming, and if y'all help with the algorithms, I expect that to continue. So, guys, help me out, guys. I've got videos that have been going tanking. It shouldn't have been. So, there's good from the country. It's so divided. It's going to be a civil war for sure. Well, it's not a foregone conclusion, but it could be. If there's a prospect for civil war, guys, we're looking at prospects for civil war. We're looking at prospects for World War III. We're looking at prospects for all kind of economic fallout. The country basically falling apart from so many ways. It's not funny. That's why you got to prep and you need to get ready. Do everything you can. Do all the low cost stuff first. The beans, the rice, and so forth. But and the gardening skills. Oh yeah, by the way, you can go to check out the links on some of my videos for True Leaf Gardening, True Leaf Market, excuse me, get your garden seeds. Okay, but you need to garden too. So, well, you can get to what the gist of this article is. Yeah, we don't need to look at Air Force and all that stuff in here, but you get I don't really want to read this article because I think it's pretty self-evident. Looks like they're talking about a lot of other stuff, John Kirby and defense stuff. So this article's kind of mixed up. But you know what this is all about. I am going to delete that page. Bam. Okay, I need to spare some memory here. Hackers declare war. So maybe the war has already started. You say maybe it's a civil war. Maybe the Civil War has already started. Has the Civil War already started? Well, in the hacker space, it has. So you might say we're already in cyber civil war. Well, I should have started this video with cyber civil war. Hackers declare war on anti-abortion states. Well, isn't that just lovely? So major hacker groups have decided to go after the state governments of the states that don't favor abortion. So it looks like, as I said, the Civil War hath begun. Yikes, guys, and how much further will it go? And it's not just on that, it's everything. I mean, it's every topic that the left and the right are divided on what color of paint to use in the street, I suppose. Anything that you can be divided on, possibly, the division is there and it's deep. We're heading for a national showdown. Well, again, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out how divided our nation is over this topic. Or how about this topic? Hey, the Biden administration thinks it's just perfectly well to give everybody amnesty and to throw open the doors and let everybody come walking in. Now, hey, I'll tell you what, we got a labor shortage. We do need help. We need labor, but we need to know who's coming in this country. We need to be able to screen it to prevent the emission of disease and terrorists who might be sneaking in bombs or whatever. I've been told that people are coming in from Iran right now, sneaking into our country to reinforce some of those sleeper cells that might want to take down our power grid. So we'll come to this topic in a minute. Hang on, let me stop the share for a second. Hey, hello. So guys, let's think about it. Let's talk about war, civil war. There's nothing civil about a civil war. There's nothing glorious about any war. But there's also nothing glorious about having a jackboot put on your neck or being told to live under something that you consider a tyranny. Now, apparently in this country, there's differences of opinions on the definitions of these things. So maybe it's better that people that have differences of opinions on the definitions of these things go different ways. Now, you got to remember, this nation started out as under Articles of Confederation. Each state was a nation, basically. They just kind of agreed together for defense purposes. I mean, the basic functions of the federal government should be what? To protect your borders and provide national defense. What are we doing? The borders are wide open and we're up minding everybody else's business. Maybe at the peril of our national defense. So they've not been so good at it, are they? Oh yeah, did y'all hear that Biden is in administration are looking to do away with the tariffs with China, supposedly to offset inflation? So yeah, throw everything at Putin and let China go on, free, huh? Oh yeah. Some people think all this stuff in Europe was just to be a distraction so that they could loosen the chains with China. Biden's got some friendliness in that territory, huh? What do y'all think? What do y'all think about that? So let's just chat here. Cheers, Patriot says, DGC weed nerd. Taz, Granny only see things not crazy today, but yeah. We're on Leak Project today because I got putting time out. You got putting time out on Leak Project? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw a little bit of a Leak Project video there today. And I will be on Wednesday night, good Lord willing. Rex felt bad last Wednesday, so we didn't do that show last Wednesday. But that's on leakproject.com live. Starvation is fast. War takes time. Oh, yeah. A lot of people say that for the purpose of depopulation, starvation is their method of choice. And Lord knows we may be heading for that method. Look at today with all the food crises we're doing. Did y'all see my video about Food 911? I didn't talk about just the ills that we're facing. I did short term and long term. I talked a lot about what you can do in different ways you can address. That video is underperformed. And it would have tanked completely had I not went in and posted a note about it within the community section. I mean, you know, if this is your halfway point at the bottom of where your videos are going to be, this video was going down here. Woo, it was like nowhere. And the dislikes on it were huge. I thought, what? How did that happen? And, you know, even my last video did, you know, I've had some videos lately that just really underperformed. So that's why I say, y'all, you guys need to give me some more thumbs up. I got 108 in the room and only 64 thumbs up. So Civil War, let's talk about it. It don't have to be. Just because a nation separates don't mean all the states that are separating have got to go bang, bang against each other. Now, some people that think they got to impose their will on everybody else may want to try that. Well, that's really a stupid thing. But, you know, like you just saw, there's already people attacking. As we know, there was a lot of folks that would like to riot and burn things. They're already saying that. That's already been posted on some of the sites out there. We should just burn everything down, right? Well, you know, that's the way some people think, unfortunately. So we got to watch that. We got to really watch ourselves. I got a poem here somewhere. I may have to hunt it down on my computer later. I don't know if I have time to read it tonight. We may save it for Wednesday night. Y'all remember my Riots in the Sun song? I think it may be a good time for it. We're getting in the summertime, and it looks like that may be what's coming. Grumpy old man, does Taiwan have the ability to fire missiles to reach major cities in China? Actually, yes, they could hit Beijing. Should they fire on Beijing or focus everything, though, into that Strait of Taiwan as all those other ships are coming at them? I think they really should focus first and foremost on the ships coming at them. Taz Tazwell says, Archon, I better unload mine. You're talking to somebody else, okay? United we stand, we should be. You know, there you go. Thank you, Katie, for showing my Food 911 video. Guys, you need to see that. Maybe I should have named it something else, like Saving Your Butt or How to Grow. I might repackage some of that video in the future. Fry one goat. That's something we all need to do. Whatever it was, it rang my whole body. Oh, what you talking about there? I'll plant another row of maters. Okay. There you always plant another row of maters. All right, guys. So you don't have to do well. Think about this. There are nations that split up without having a war. Even the Soviet Union split up, at least initially with no war. Now we see a war probably of reconquest. You got to realize Russia signed a treaty that they would not attack Ukraine when Ukraine gave up their nukes. See how well that went? Wow. Anyway, these are things we got to watch. So we don't have to have a civil war. It's not a requirement for a country to split. There have been other countries in Europe of late and other places that split without a war. The problem, though, is there's always those people that think, you're mine, I can't let you go. I got to hold on to you, and I'm going to hold on to you whether you like it or not. You know, that attitude, it's that possessiveness, that, you know, kind of like Ukrainians to the people of Donbass or Russia to Ukraine. See it going both ways there, that kind of attitude. You know, somebody wants to split, let them go. I've said, you know, previously, even recently, and for a long time, I've said, I agree with separatism. If somebody don't want to be a party, let them go. If somebody wants to go, let them go. Texas wants to go, let them go. If Texas wants to go, a big conservative voting blocks outside the United States, I think all the rest of conservative states will probably pretty much go with it. Then in that case, you're going to see two nations. They don't have to be two nations. I mean, like I said, we could go back to the Constitution. We could actually operate under this, just like we did originally when it was passed, when people took the 10th Amendment seriously and recognized the constitutional states' rights. And you didn't have everybody trying to legislate what everybody in the country had to do, how you had to pick your nose and wipe your rear end. You didn't have that you do today, and they try to make it nationwide stuff and powers that's not granted to the federal government. Almost everything the federal government does is probably not constitutional. I mean, if you really got down to it, we'd probably get rid of 11/12 of the federal government, maybe 99/100, and that would probably be a good thing. Just swipe it off the slate, because almost everything they pass is probably, and I keep wondering how the courts allow this. How are the courts allowing all this junk to pass? It's not constitutional, but they do. Oh, you know, this is what everybody wants. What the heck's got nothing to do with this? That can be handled at the state level. Let the states do what they want to do within certain boundaries. Yeah, okay, I believe in civil rights. I do. You know, I believe that in equal opportunity. And but you know, outside of people treating each other nice and fair, you know, the amendments that we got in here in the Constitution are good. It took 2/3 of the states to agree to them, and that includes civil rights amendments. So I am not having an issue with that. You know, that's not the topic. A lot of people think when you talk about state splitting that that's what you're talking about. And if you have separate countries forming, then you got to worry about, you know, who gets which military, which parts of the military, your currency, Social Security, how you divide all that stuff up. It's doable. It can be done. It can be done equitably. If it comes down to that, I'd rather, personally, I'd rather, if they want to pass so much NUG control on me as some of them would like to do, I wouldn't want to be part of that country. I want to say, Alabama, we need to say bye-bye. Hopefully Texas will say it before us and we can just join. In that case, separate nations. But it don't have to be separate nations. But if it is separate nations, it still don't have to be a war. And if it is separate nations, we ought to be in some mutual treaty to defend North America. We're not tearing each other apart. Some people like us to tear each other apart, bring America down, because they don't like us, because in general we believe in freedom. But some people here don't believe in freedom as much as others. Can the clouds in Congress change the Constitution? No. But they pass all kind of stuff out of Congress that should never be allowed to stand. Courts have not done their jobs. Courts have gone along with it for decades. Ever since 1913, they've gone along with all kinds of malfeasance and whatever. It takes 2/3 of the state to ratify an amendment to the Constitution. 2/3 of the states. It ain't some little law that Congress passes. Congress cannot pass a law to change the Constitution. They cannot pass a law to change your rights legally, but they do it all the time because the corrupt courts have allowed it. Now we finally see a change. They are not supposed to do that. What else? You know, hey, I'm talking right out of the Constitution, guys. Read it for yourself. Don't take Greg Allison's word for it. Just pick this thing up and read it. Pick it up and read it, and you tell me where I'm wrong. Well, they try to twist everything every way they can. But the founding fathers wrote down what they meant when they wrote this. And they meant what I'm saying. I said, all right, Irish Spring, is that what that is? I remember when a politician that was something, the Chinese spy threatened to nuke me, Eric, well, they tried to nuke you. Don Patakis, a spot on grade, there we go. So, you know, but see, and furthermore, not just Congress, you got bureaucrats, unelected bureaucrats What's a bureaucrat? A rat in a bureau? What's a bureau? You know, it's one of those big chests with drawers. You put dining, you know, kitchenware and stuff in a bureau. A bureau rat, bureaucrat, bureau rat, about the same thing. Bureau rats, unelected officials. How can it be official for unelected? Appointees, hired folk to run government agencies, sit there and now make regulations, tell you how to live your life. They will go, you know, there are cases where they're going to make property regulations. You can't do this on your property. You can't do this. You can't do that. Oh yeah, there's a little ant down there because this ant is, we think this ant might be rare. You can't put a road in, you know, you can't do anything to your property. You spend a bunch of money. Oh, well, you got to tear down your house. You know, they're going to come all kind of crazy stuff, all kind of nutty things that are totally outside of any right accorded, because that's really seizing your property without due process. You know, they're full of it. They come up with this kind of stuff all the time, constantly, and they do some more in the states that lean blue, because they have no respect for me and you. Now, a lot of people think these other things that the court rule against were freedoms. Does this mean I should have the freedom to go off anybody I don't agree with or somebody's inconvenient to me in my life? It's about the same thing, is it, or is it not? Am I wrong? You tell me. Rev Red Wolf, in the early 80s, it was required to have a constitutional pass and test graduate. Yeah, there you go. Remember when you studied civics in school? Do they have civics classes anymore? Or how about civil defense? The whole of it. Civics. Yeah, we had civics classes when I was in school. Rosenworld, could the split come from the crowd and the rest of us? Well, yeah, well, anything that's left and anything that's right can split us from beyond sight. Jurassic Pork Chop. That's a good name. If those reservoirs dries up out west, like California, Nevada, Arizona, turn into dust bowl, that'll affect the rest of the country. Well, if you got a dust bowl, it would. You know, if you got all that stuff blowing around, that's what happened during the other dust bowl. But look, but that's out in the desert. It's not the plains. So I don't know. We'll just have to see how that plays out. Yeah, we could have a bad situation if we get huge dust storms sweeping the country. More cow peas split here. All right, so we don't have to have a civil war, people. War is awful. But, you know, if you're going to tell me that I got to take away my, look, what countries, have you heard of the democracy? You know, it's amazing how these bang bang occurrences and mass bang bang events occur, you know, around midterms and right when legislation's coming up. And I don't know, maybe it's just mass psychosis. I want to be a purity serious. But, you know, it's just strange. It's really strange how these things happen. So the bottom line is our nation is being divided. The divide is growing deeper, faster. It's getting more pitched. The left, you know, some of those guys are to the left of Mao Zedong. And, you know, there's a huge, deep division developing in this country. And people on each side are out of just spitting mad at each other. Written by FBI agents. Majority cells that can take down electricity. I've said that, bicycle rider. I said that earlier today, I think. I talked about it many times. I talked about the 20 cells that the Iranian Revolutionary Guard generally admitted to having in this country to do just that. And yet, you know, they're sending more people over. It's been said that they're sending people in South America just to come up through our border. And our borders are wide open. God knows what they can cut across that border with them. Stuff that go bang. Maybe nuclear stuff. I mean, we're too wide open. You got to control what comes in the country. It's like an animal with no skin. You have no immune system, you die. Countries are just like that too. Is it true that you worked in the Pentagon? No, I did not work in the Pentagon. I have been in the military. Look down over the Pentagon. I was in the Army. I went to Fort Greely, Alaska. I also worked for missile defense after I got out of the Army. I was an operation ran out of the Pentagon. The head of the Strategic Defense Initiative Organization under Ronnie Reagan was none other than Ambassador Hank Cooper, who I've actually interviewed on this channel. Ambassador Hank Cooper was the head of the Star Wars program. And that video did terrible. And he was the first one to come out telling me how to get the grid hardened. He had the best advice on how to get the job done. That video. And then some guy sitting on the porch, I think the grid might be a problem. But don't worry, if you're on the night side of the world, it ain't nothing going to happen to you. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Got like 40 times more views than that video. So really? Wow. You know, I bring Dr. Peter Vincent Pry on his channel, and most time he gets 1,000 views. I think last time he got a couple thousand. So I've had him on here several times. A Canadian buddy up north, he's starting to get him on his channel. He's starting to copy some of my guest programming. Good for him. Even he has shadow banned me from his channel. I don't know why. So let's see here. I am also the walrus. That's like a Beatles song there. Animals with no skin are already dressed. There you go. As in to eat. Yeah, they're already here, bicycle rider. Amy Rogers, Military News, had an article. They're talking folks with GED or diploma now. Yeah, it's going down. They're trying to get more people. New Days, Madam and I planted 3 different types of tomatoes. Yeah, hey, she grows a lot of stuff. I really got to get her back on this channel for some more interviews all the time. We're talking about doing an interview on all the stuff she grows, which is very similar to what I covered with Food 9/11. I had somebody up in here, oh, I can't grow all this stuff. I'm up in Maine. Well, you need to see New Days Old Waste. Also, you need to go see 4-Season Harvest by Elliot Coleman. He shows you how he can grow all the food he needs and sells a lot of it on, not too big a farm. He farms 7 acres, but he sells a lot of food. And he grows year around in Maine without any supplemental heat in his greenhouses. 4-Season Harvest, Elliot Coleman. Check him out. In Maine, no less. And New Days, she's got it growing on. She grows a lot of stuff on very little space. We were kind of going through the numbers not long ago. Okay. So here's the thing. We are at risk of splitting. It may or not be a good thing. Just because we split don't mean we got to have a war. It doesn't mean that we couldn't cooperate for our mutual self-defense, although we may not see things the same way. One set of states may want to fight one country, and another may want to take on somebody else. In that case, then there's nothing mutual, unless we're getting attacked. But then again, we ought to cut down the adventurism. I think that. We need to mind our own business as much as we can. Now, there are some things that we got to really watch. We do have territory in Asia. Guam is U.S. territory. Yes, Anderson Air Force Base on it. We have Alaska in the middle. Alaska's up, the Pacific Ocean's all underneath Alaska, Gulf of Alaska, Pacific Ocean. Of course, it's got the Arctic Ocean on the other side, and Bering Strait, Russia and all these other countries around. And then you've got Hawaii right smack dab in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. So we've got states that are out there exposed in these areas. But, having the dollar as the world's reserve currency is what's kept our money from going Weimar. And, that's at risk right now. And somewhat that's maintained by all this military crap we do overseas, unfortunately. But the biggest thing we got to worry about is when the Soviet Union falls apart. Excuse me. I'm an old school guy. When Russia does fall apart, and it will, I don't care how much land Russia takes right now, and the day will come in our lifetimes, if we don't get turned into a smoking cinder, most of us will live to see Russia disintegrate. The demographics are against it. Even China. We just need to make sure we don't have a nuclear war before all this happens. We just need to make sure we don't get into a major entanglement if we can avoid it before it happens. But the day is coming that Russia will disintegrate. And the problem is that they have 6,000 nukes all over the nation, strategic nukes, and thousands more tactical nuclear weapons. They have thousands and thousands and thousands of nuclear weapons all over Russia. What happens when it disintegrates? Is it going to be a free-for-all? Let's go grab the nukes by all kind of warlords and God knows who. That would be catastrophic. That might be a reason to try to keep Russia from totally disintegrating. Maybe not holding on to the entire empire that they hold today, all the way up to Siberia, but it might be one reason to prop them up, or at least to be able to get in there and scarf all that stuff up. And if we're not over there, we're not going to be doing that. Who's going to do it then? It's not that we got to hold it. It's just we don't want it in the hands of terrorist states. I like all the stuff we turned over to Afghanistan. Sometimes our track record isn't so good. Another thing to bear in mind is Pakistan is a nuclear nation. It has the makings of a civil war going on inside of it. And the Taliban, who we armed so nicely, are just sitting up to the north. I'm going, wow, nukes. How can we do those? See what I'm saying? That's something that my friend, Ambassador Hank Cooper, warned about a year ago, right before we armed the Taliban. So but his wife died, so I haven't really been asking him to come on the channel. He's been in grief. He's starting to get active again, so I may invite him back on the channel. Hey, Wiseal, there you are. We need to do some chatting, Wiseal. By the way, on Freedom, I just had a meeting with the Freedom Restoration Foundation. We're setting up a tool. They give us all kind of community rooms. It's in software called Element. So hopefully we can use that for our tribes to build the groups. If Canada Trudeau does it, Canada Trudeau doesn't do us very well. No, Kevin, are you in Canada, Kevin? You are, bless your heart. God, yes, so normal. Watching the demographics are against America. All of the axis is coming after. Well, that's true, but we can hold together enough to keep them coming after us. Like I said, those countries are not doing well either. And they would actually, unless we lost our power grid, they wouldn't be able to invade us. If we lost our power grid, then we're going to be in huge trouble. But if we manage to hang on to our nugs and power grid goes down, there ought to be enough good old boys left around here that still keep them from invading us. Yeah. But of course, China has been making a lot of wreck. Oh, America's terrible with all their 2A rights. It's a terrible thing. Look at all the awful stuff going on there. They need to turn that stuff in. They don't need to have that. China really is trying to weigh in on our rights. They got no darn business telling us about what's right here. Besides, look at the way they treat their people. What's that about? Yeah, they want us to give them up so they can invade us. What the heck with them? But I got some people that will, oh yeah, look, China, even China's saying we need to give this stuff up. Wow. When other countries tell us that, we ought to be paying attention. That's what some people tell us, right? Well, you know what? I got to vote for them. People think that's how I think. No. And that may be one reason we need to split this country, because they want to come take my stuff. I don't want to be no part of that. Massachusetts, oh, you're in the People's Republic. The People's Republic of Massachusetts. Well, bless your heart. How do you handle it? Kevin, how do you handle it? John, I have an old utility dump cart. That you pull behind a lawnmower. I bet your goons can pull that thing. I had to hire a new guy to do a website, and we're working on it to have design done. It's going to be developing now. Okay, New Days. So, excuse me, Wiseau, we need to set an appointment for a conversation. All right. So we've talked about the Civil War thing. Can happen. It could happen. I've talked about how it could play out if it does happen in previous videos. Now, maybe I need to go all into that again and talk about the demographics within the United States. If I do that, I'll do that in a separate video. So it'll be like a part 2 of this. I'll have to repeat some of what I've said here. but it will essentially be a part 2 for this video. It's like, okay, we are at risk, and here's what it is. So enough said. I should put steer manure in the garden. I could start this year in Washington State. Well, you got to let it break down because that stuff will burn your crops up when it's fresh. So let it compost down some. I can add a link to the chat room you mentioned. Okay, wise out. You know, I still need to talk. All right. So, Trump, quite a few Scandinavians plant potatoes in their basement. Yeah, there you go. I hate let people grow some stuff on the kitchen counter too. What is it? White chard or something like that. And microgreens. There's a lot of stuff you can grow indoors, guys. Of course, mushrooms. I've got a bill. I'm about to start that in. All righty. Let's kind of go back in some other topics here. Imagine if USA splits and some new formed countries allow Russia or China to come in and set up military bases. Oh my gosh. You know, that's when one side's got to attack the other. Can't be allowed. You know, we need to come up with some basic premises if we split this country as what's not allowed either side. That might be a good reason to stay under at least an Articles of Confederation, a NATO-like treaty here, or an American NATO, ADO, or hey, working under the rules of the Constitution, like they used to do it, where the 10th Amendment was recognized for what it is, and the 9th Amendment, the 9th and the 10th. That would work. And maybe the Supreme Court's paved the way to it. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, most of the resources are out in the country, in the red states. Well, the cities like to tell us, well, we got 60% of the GDP of the whole nation. How are you going to get by? Well, most of their GDP is overinflated, overinvalued because they got property where everybody's stacked up on top of each other. It was $10 trillion an acre. I'm being extravagant. What do you call it? Being ridiculous by being ridiculous, showing the ridiculous by being whatever that means. If you know what I mean. So, or it's all like stock market, banking, and it's all services that are financial that are like in a big bubble, overinflated in my opinion. The real goods and services come from the rest of the country, and right now they're undervalued. As the people are starving, the value of those, hey, you can't eat them ones and zeros in the bank account. All those little fund managers and all that stuff they're doing in those big cities and those big towers starts becoming a lot less meaningful in a bad situation. Hey, Cha-Cha, how you doing? Appreciate the hearts there. You can grow anything indoors. You can, Melanie. And if we get cold climate, we may have to do that. So, or grow like New Days does up in Maine. There's ways to do it. Elliot Coleman, people to show you how to do it. I'm talking about the metal from gold and silver to platinum and other metal. Yeah, well, that stuff is, in mountains and rivers and streams. Yeah, a lot of it is held inside of banks in New York City and God knows where else. Bill Gates bought all the farmland. He hasn't bought it all, but he's bought a lot. Guys, okay. So there you go, Taz. Michael Sherman, woodworking and more. Hey, Greg, just got here. I'm thinking I'm going to be starting a community permaculture farm in my city eventually. That's a good plan. That's a really good plan. Really good thing. Maybe you should be one of our survival tribe leaders there. Contact Wisal 111. Starting to stack the gold and silver. All right. Well, gold and silver is valuable to a point. Remember, you can't eat it though. Seeds are going to have a lot of value. Excuse me. I have something to keep my whistle wet and keep my caffeine pumping. So my heart keeps it jumping. And I don't start slumping. All right, guys. So let's go on here. Let's talk about some other things. What have I said? It's obvious. I've been Captain Obvious so far tonight. The tensions in this country are getting more. The division is growing deeper. There's talk of people from, people that lean left in the red states going to the blue states, and people that lean to the right in the blue states going to the red states. Yeah, you're going to see more of that. But, if the country does start dividing, or even if it doesn't, a lot of your states, like Illinois, you got this huge rural state, and it's got one little city up there on the Great Lakes called Chicago, Lake Michigan, right? That's the whole liberal nexus of the state. All the rest of the state votes Republican or conservative, except for the city way up there in the corner. But those people would like to just kick this city out of the state. Or New York, upstate New York, don't see things like New York City. You get the rural people in California. They don't, they're tread on hard and heavy by the people of the cities of San Francisco and by LA and so forth. Now, the idea, and a lot of them are talking about breaking off so they can get out of that paradigm. But then the liberals want to divide the state another way. They want to divide it where every little piece has got a liberal city to dominate it, so they can get 2 more senators, per new state, maybe add, like 10 new senators to the union that will vote their way. But if you split the state the other way, rural versus urban, suddenly you get at least a couple more conservative voting states out of that. But that's how the people, especially the rural people, they don't want to be in a state dominated by a city. That's why they'd like to split. It might be that we could see Virginia split off from the Beltway, because the Beltway part of Virginia now dominates the state politically. And you got a whole big part of the state where they've been rural for hundreds of years and been out in the mountains there where they got the Appalachian Mountains. I mean, you got Appalachian mountaineers in there, hillbillies, people that love their nugs. Some of them, they're told they can't have them. They don't like no part of that. They might want to split off, and they should be able to. A lot of times the state constitutions don't allow for separation. Virginia didn't split once. During a previous war, West Virginia got split out. And now West Virginia now is going to be on the side probably of the red states. So its alliance would be just like the mountain states. Maybe those other counties in Western Virginia can join West Virginia. So there you go. Says the goons are meaty and nice neck and rump roast. Says the goons are meaty. Oh, I'm told to come up on because I'm going to feed him. I'm going to feed him to them. Oh, you feeding somebody to the goons? All right, whoever you are that's getting fed the goons, you don't want to get fed to the goons. You will disappear quickly. Wolf preppers are the ones you catch and chain up in the backyard and train them. Oh, there you go, Madam. That's right, the wolf preppers, the ones that say they're going to take everything. Hey, man, I got a worm farm. My worms got to eat, just like the goons. Yeah, I get it. I get where you're at, dude. Days. Cha-Cha's laughing. I see what you're saying there. Hey, my worms got to eat, just like your goons. Yeah, wolf preppers. Yeah, bye-bye, wolf prepper. You think you're prepping means you come around and take what everybody else has got? And you're especially going to come after all those preppers. Yeah. See how far you get with that. It's like playing Russian roulette, except the chamber, your revolver's probably got at least 5 rounds in it. I love Captain Obvious. There you go, the Watchman. Well, I've been Captain Obvious tonight so far. But, what I have said is that we don't have to have a war. We can have an alliance. Good Lord, you know that those left-leaning states would be inviting the Chinese over big time. Oh yeah, put a base in here if something isn't there to stop that, and we can't have that. So that's the downside. I'm a hillbilly and I don't kill people, I keep them. There you go, Mannerman. You keep them. That rope. So All right, let's go talk about some other things here. Where was I? Let's go look at some weather and some other topics. So yeah, I want to cover quite a bit of ground tonight, and then we're going to call it a night. But I'm going to share more websites than I've shared in a long time because I finally got my computer able to do that to some degree. If it don't crash on me, my computer crashed on me earlier today, and it gave me fits when I restarted it. All right. Well, what do the warming alarmists tell us? They tell us that hurricane numbers will dramatically increase because of global warming. The data says hurricane numbers are decreasing in every ocean basin except for one. And of course, that just happens to be the Atlantic. Maybe that's because New York City needs some attention. So anyway, that doesn't really fit with what they're trying to scare us up on, does it? Doesn't quite fit. So, yet, look at this. Americans are now paying $54,000 for an electric vehicle, $10,000. Now, how's that going to work for moving the country over to electricity? Yo, Elon, that ain't, we're told that we got to be here by 2030, according to some, right? Yeah, I can buy a lot of gas for the difference in price of that and these old clunkers I drive. So no, thank you. I don't be told I got to have that. So you can keep that over in the reds, in the blue states. That article, wait, where'd that go? Here we are. Hang on, guys, hang on a minute. Find something here. All right, we can go share again. Excuse me. Halo. Go share again. Well, where's my? There it is. All right. What I talked about earlier, Guam. Guam is surrounded, guys, 360 degrees. They need some missiles there to protect themselves because they're going to be under attack by the PLA rocket forces, People's Liberation Army rocket forces. They have missiles they're calling Guam sinkers. So, we need some missile defense out there. Right now, we're sending our missile defense to Ukraine. We're sending Ukraine all kind of stuff. Well, our buddies in Guam, which is our territory, need some defense too. Just to point that out, guys. All right, Stoltenberg. I mentioned this in my video earlier today. We're putting 300,000 now troops. NATO is bringing 300,000 troops up to high readiness. These are troops that would be able to go in and fight. That's more than a 7-fold increase in what they had at the 40,000 that we had previously. 40,000 wasn't enough to hold off the Ruskies. So that's what they're doing. 300,000. How many of these are American? I keep telling you is that America's been carrying more than our share of the defense of Europe. How come Europeans aren't doing this? Well, we got to have so much American blood and treasure on the line there. I've got a good reason for that. Maybe we don't need to pull out, especially since we got to consider what to do with Bucker Butt. Since we got to consider what to do with when Russia falls apart, we got to be there to help make sure that things don't go too crazy. While Russia's Belarus missile deployment matters, this is Jerusalem Post. I talked about that earlier today, how they were putting Iskander missiles in Belarus, and they're setting Belarus up to be nuclear capable with their aircraft. So that's really a frightening proposition. And what they're claiming here is Iran is paying a lot of attention to this. So just word of the wise, guys. And of all places to see this article, oh, this ain't what I was looking for. They changed it on me. Uh-oh, I had a climate article dialed up here. What happened? Oh, there's a back there. Let me see if I can fix it. I don't know. What happened? CNN changed article. I thought I finally had a good article from CNN, but that's not it. It was almost an admission in the climate, or they must have took it down because somebody realized they stepped outside of their boundaries. Oh, CNN published this. Yeah, well, they took it down. Yikes. Well, that is actually an interesting article there, but that ain't what I thought I was going to be showing y'all. All right, I was on the climate kick. I hate these kind of things popping up. This is why Putin thinks he's got to win, because if he don't, he might get off. I talked about that earlier today. I talked about that before, and about people like that in general. I've talked about that kind of thing many times. Hold on one thing. I need a couple of articles. So we'll come to those in a minute. So let's go look during normal. Dictatorship, we're close to it. Yeah, dictatorships are all bad. Yeah, Belarus is a puppet country, and it's run by Lukashenko, who's also a dictator. I blew you a kiss. Oh, Jurassic. Some more kiss, huh? All right, guys, here's the weather today. Let's get that to go away. All right. So, a lot of storms off the coast of Maine here, it looks like. I've heard that Arizona had a little bit of the monsoon season going on. Looks like it's over New Mexico right now. I talked to some friends in Snowflake just this afternoon. By the way, it's Jesse in the house from Northeast Arizona. I hadn't seen Jesse in there tonight. Hey guys, where's our friends? Yeah, we got some friends we hadn't seen in here in a long time. We're just awesome. Got my necklace that I got from them, the Lemurian laser one. Broke, the crystal fell out. That was my big crystal. I still got the fill-in one, the quartz crystal. I still got this one. That's real pretty work. I've lost that one at the farmer's market. Johnson's hair is just unbelievable. Yeah, maybe he's trying to be Einstein. He just don't want to comb it, does he? Well, bless his heart. Yeah, he don't want to comb his hair. Looks like he just got out of bed. Maybe that's his hairstyle. Probably does that on purpose. Does that every day, constantly. Who knows? All right. Well, warm down to Phoenix, 91. New Orleans is only 79. Hot Atlanta is only 73. Charlotte's only 71. Look at that, guys. Portland is 66. Seattle 64. Chicken in the car, but car won't go. Chicken fell out and broke his toes, 62. That's the city that dominates all the rest of this land. Indiana tends to be kind of conservative. Same way with, Michigan's got a lot of people that would prefer that to be a red state, except for the folks around Detroit. If they could just carve Detroit out, they would be a happy state. So, 46 up here. Yeah, let's go over here in Arnold's territory. Arnold Schmidt, are you with us tonight? 52 in Edmonton, 55 in Calgary. Fort McMurray's 52 and 46 are high level. Wow. It's warm in Fairbanks. Fairbanks is the same temperature as, well, not New Orleans, but still, they're both in the 70s. Wow. It's cooler in Lexington, Kentucky. Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis, Tennessee is the same temperature as Fairbanks, Alaska. Holy guacamole, smoke-a-moly. Of course, right now it's daylight up here. If you're up there right now, it's daylight. You can play baseball at midnight. Now, this isn't the longest day of the year, but it's still daylight for quite a few days before and after that. I mean, the sun might be just, well, if you're above the Arctic Circle, you're seeing sunlight. If you're below the Arctic Circle, the sun is setting, but just briefly. But it's just below the horizon. You can still see to read a newspaper. perfectly well outside. It is. So it's really daylight up here this time of the year. 73 in Fairbanks. Anchorage is 59. Homer is 53. Oh, that's interesting. Nome is 48. Kotzebue is 43. Barrow is 43. 43 over here in Siberia. What do Ruskies be? Big Ruski, big bear. Big bear. It's 39 right there. That's 37. That's the coolest I've seen anywhere. 37 up in the middle of Siberia. No, that's the color spot right there. 34 degrees. Yeah, no one that drinks much vodka over there in Russia. Yeah, I couldn't handle it. Moscow is the same temperature as Memphis or Fairbanks, 73. It's 5 in Glasgow, Hull, 5, London, 57. Wow, Dublin, 57. Let's go down to Australia. We got any Aussies with us tonight? Where's Amanda at? It is wintertime down here. 61 in Alice Springs. Canberra, capital, 48. Melbourne, 53. Okay. Well, summer in Siberia, you got places in Siberia that's cooler than this. 30s. Wow. All right, guys. That's an interesting temperature excursion. Could do a little quick rain. Let's see. Rain accumulation. Oh, we got a little bit of my neck of the woods there in Arizona. That's right around where my property is at. My friends over there said they got a little rain today, and there it is. There you see it. Well, let's see. Where is the? Let's look at this thing in the next 5 days. A little bit more there. Looks like we might get some here. 10 days. Okay, 10-day pattern. Like a little bit of rain out here in Arizona. That's needed, very much needed. But look what's dry. Colorado's getting it all up in here. Northwest is getting it. Everybody's getting rain except this spot. And this spot is so arid right now. Wow. Well, a little bit of that, a little bit of rain up here in Utah, very light. Very light. Look at our snowflakes when we get more than these guys. Oh, next 10 days. Oh, that's just a little bit east of snowflakes. Snowflakes right along the border. That. Well, we could go in and see. Snowflake is, oh, yeah, like I said, snowflake was right on the border of that. It's right here. A show low, excuse me. Snowflake is between show low and Holbrook. Snowflake is right here. My property is right about here. There's snowflake. My property is over here. Getting a little bit more moisture than snowflake. St. John's. Yeah, I'm in this area. Actually, this area. Up here, this area. Excuse me, I had to realize what road that is. I'm right here in that area. 64 degrees there, roughly. Where I'm at right now. It's the same temperature as Moscow. And Fairbanks and Memphis. Oh my gosh. Same temperature. Well, I don't know. I say Ardmore's 71. I might be close to Ardmore's temperature. Huntsville is a little bit of a heat island. Huntsville's the same temperature as Memphis. So I'm probably a little cooler than Moscow right now. We're probably about 71. Hazel Springs 71. Ardmore, yeah, it's 71 here. So I am actually cooler than Moscow right now. How about that? All right, we've had a little fun here. Let's go on to something else. Let's end that video. Oh no, earthquakes That one is really close to where I lived in Alaska. Where's that at? Cantwell, Alaska. M2.3, 53 kilometers southwest of Cantwell. I live right by here. It's close. Look here. It's not the San Diego plate, but it's close. El Paso. Oh, what is it? El Paso is always going to boom, boom, boom. We got one up in Idaho. Yellowstone's right here. That's over in Idaho. Idaho. I don't know. Puerto Rico, man, Puerto Rico has been rocking with earthquakes right here. Of course, he's around the just northeast of El Paso, have been rocking. That's right at El Paso, isn't it? Why in the world are they having so many earthquakes? Well, El Paso's over here. Why are they having so many earthquakes over here? Fracking. Andes. That's a good size earthquake. A little bit ago, though. 2.5. 4.6 there. What is this? 4.3. Okay. Boy, those guys are rocking out here. Right around Taiwan. Man, Taiwan is rocking. Hawaii, Japan. There we go, guys. That's an earthquake map. Space weather. What's up in space? Well, they say we got a solar flare coming at us. That's what's up. That's not a big sunspot. Possible CME impacts this week. Yesterday, a mishmash of overlapping CMEs bullet away from the sun. Some were faint. One was bright, possibly far-sighted. If any of them are Earth directed, and that's a big if, then it'll probably arrive June the 29th, which is now tomorrow, since it's already the 28th now. All right, guys. We got a comet coming by. That looks interesting. Is that the blue Kachina? We have a blue Kachina coming. Dragonfly. Flying on a balloon. I should be doing that. I used to fly a lot of balloons. Asteroids coming by. Hold on just a second. I gotta find that. What is my screen here showing this stuff? Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. Oh well. Greg, what's your thoughts on siren and magnetic field dropping when they do test? Well, we got our magnetic field dropping overall. We got a huge drop in magnetic field. Just there's Arnold Smith. Just keep hope and chicken soup there, Granny. Oh, Granny, I love red hair. Granny's got red hair. I'm a strawberry blonde. Whatever that's worth or not. All right, guys, let's get back in here. We got one asteroid that's going to approach within the distance between the Earth and the Moon, but it's most of the way the Moon. 9/10 of the way the Moon, which is way outside our geological satellites, and it's not a big one. It's 13 meters in diameter. If it hit the Earth, well, that's still good enough size. It would be interesting. 13 meters. 13 meters. That one's 22. It's 2 lunar distances. So there's really nothing coming at us that we know of to be worried about. It's always those that you don't know. Well, this asteroid chart's been kind of quiet here the past few days, few weeks. I guess that's good news. Anybody tell Steve Benoon we're not about to get rocked and totally pummeled to pieces? All right. This again is a solar storm. Solar flare expected to hit Earth tomorrow, sparking power grid disruption, magnetic storm. Well, we don't know how powerful it's going to be, if it will do all that, but it's always a possibility. Here is Oppenheimer Ranch project. Guys, you need to see this. He posted this video a few days ago. Our good friend Diamond. And if anybody's on one of Diamond's shows, tell him I gave him a shout out. Cuban Nurse Prepper. Oh, we got Cuban Nurse Prepper now. So that's an interesting title. Good to hear that. Good to see you here. BP Earthwatch on YouTube. Okay. Greg, what planet is coming by soon? Well, none are really coming by. Right now, I'm Strawberry Blonde, that turned grayish. Okay. You know, we got planets aligning in the sky. If you go out early in the morning, you can see Saturn. Then you look to the southeast. Go out in the morning and look to the south, really. Look to the southeast. You'll see Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Venus. If you get up right enough, you might see Mercury. There you go. The fact that you only see Mercury right before and after the sun sets, because Mercury orbits the sun closer than the other planets. Venus is the morning star and the evening star because it's closer to the sun than Earth. If you look at it through the telescope, it goes through phases like moons. The outer planets, which is further out from us, are always in the sunlight compared to Earth because they're outside of our orbit, which is exactly what you would expect when all the planets orbit the sun. Hello, flat earthers. You lost. There's so many ways to disprove the flat earth idiocy. All right. So Greg is a nice looking redhead. Well, thank you, Granny. I appreciate that. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. That's sweet of you. And Katie with New Day's always now. She's a redhead, sure enough. Got dark red hair. All right. Well, I have to say something for you, Granny. Ginger. Greg, do you think people can really prepare for what's coming? Oh, yeah, Nikki Smoke. I'm not saying it's going to be a cakewalk, but yeah, we can always prepare. Don't mean we all get through, but your prospects are going a lot better when you're prepared. It's just like when we had a tornado come through here in 2011, 2010. What was that? Oh, it's 2011. We got hit by a big tornado. It took down a big swath of our power lines here. And we were out of power for about a week. While everybody was having problems, I was doing great because I had what I needed. I was already prepped. I already had stuff. I had fuel. I had a little camp stove. I was cooking and getting by just fine when everybody else was suffering and biting and chewing their fingernails. When the toilet paper prepper scare occurred, I just laughed because I already had toilet paper. I mean, that's what you do. When you're a prepper, you buy the stuff you use on a daily basis and you stock up on it, be it toilet paper, toothbrush, baking soda, toothbrushes, combs, whatever you use on a daily basis. That's what you stock up on. Think about what you just go through your day and think, oh, I use this, I use that. Well, then buy more of this and that. When you go to the grocery store, whatever you're buying, buy a little extra. Save it, especially if it's something that's durable and lasts a long time. If it's something that's perishable and you don't have a way to save it, then don't get it. Get stuff that will last. Few days says, love my backyard. It's an open air planetarium. I watched the Big Dipper do a complete 360. I think we got some view. That's awesome. Of course, it's easier to see the North Star and the Big Dipper the further north you get because Earth is a sphere. Yeah, I lived in Alaska. When I lived in Alaska, I looked nearly straight up. There it was over my head. But there's stars you can't even see up here on this side of the Earth. You got to go down in the southern hemisphere to see, because the Earth is a sphere. It's just like, hurricanes, and drains go one way in the northern hemisphere and the other way in the southern hemisphere. Just vines grow different directions. I mean, guys, there's just so much proof that we're living in a round Earth planet that orbits the sun. All right. Greg, can I borrow a roll of toilet paper, please? Well, come on over. Come on over. Enema enforcer. Oh my God, with a name like that, you might need some. You probably need a few rolls of paper towels. Traveler, hi Greg, and everyone. I'm true redhead prepper and freckles on top. You always tell spring was coming because every time spring would be like, I might have a rainbow of freckles on my nose. Not so much these days. When I was a kid, that's the way it was. Zero light pollution. Oh, that's wonderful. God, you can see a lot of stars and you don't have a light pollution. All right, let's look at another site here. Diamond. Check Diamond out. So what the Diamond, Diamond's article here is talking about 80 foot of snow in this pass right now. It's summertime. They got 80 foot of snow here in these mountain passes in Glacier Park. And all the people were telling us the glaciers will be gone by 2020. They got record snowpack. When you get next time you're in one of Diamond's chat rooms, tell them Greg sent you. Record snowpack, guys. So in the mountains. Well, guess what? This article is about how ice ages get started. What triggers them? And they were really wondering how the ice got started in Scandinavia because of the Gulf Stream. But how it really actually starts is in the mountains in Canada and North America, in the United States. Over a period of 10,000 years, local mountain glaciers grew and formed large ice sheets covering much of Canada, Siberia, and Northern Europe. But what happened is some of these ices changed water currents going into the Atlantic and caused that current also to shut down in the Atlantic. And that's how Scandinavia got cold and formed ice. That's what this article is really claiming in here. So he kept wondering how the Scandinavia would grow ice if you had a Gulf Stream flowing up there. So figured out a mechanism which would shut it down. And I've seen glaciers, my friends, they still exist. So there you are. And I think that's pretty much the sites I was going to share tonight. Stop the share. Hey, hello. Hang a rocket from a balloon and off I go. I'm gonna fly a rocket into space. I'm gonna begin the amateur space race. Hey, hello. Hang a rocket from a balloon and off we go. You might remember I sung that in Mount Hollywood. Eat crawfish. There you go. Diamond is hurting crypto tank. Oh, yeah. I had put a bunch of money in crypto and I jerked it out. Ooh, I'm glad I did. But I lost some. Well, I had got some money from my dad's estate and I nearly lost it there. That was money I was planning to put in a well in Arizona with. I'm beginning to think I just need to pay down debt. Man, I got so much debt, it's killing me. Struggle just to pay the payments. It's time to sit down and write all the checks or call and do whatever we got to do to pay a bill. Taz, well, yeah, Nikki, with weather in Florida, you can pretty much grow a forest of futures and vegetables. What you mean there? Most other states can't. Yeah, well, there's a lot of stuff further south you go, you get definitely better growing season, and there's some things you can grow you can't grow elsewhere. New days. Never ate crawfish. Okay, I've ate them. Rex was big on crypto. Yeah, those guys were really big on it. I stuck my foot in it, but not as big as those guys. Alligator's pretty good. Oh, yeah, alligator is good. I love alligator. Alligator's great. Crawfish are better than shrimp. Poor Amy. Well, Amy, people from Louisiana love crawfish. I love shrimp. I'll go with shrimp. Crawfish is just kind of hard to eat, in my opinion. Mud bugs and grits. I've had the crawfish. I'm not crazy about it. Coffee's got cold. Oh yeah, my blood runs cold. My angel is a centerfold. My asteroid is a centerfold. Yeah, I forgot about that. We should do that. Not shouldn't. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see here. What? Oh, nice. Oh, we got to share this. Dun, 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 dun. Time for our centerfold. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see here. Hang on, guys. I was flipping through an astronomy magazine, and there on the pages in between. Let's see here. Dun, 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 dun. There we are. There's a centerfold for tonight. We truly love heavenly bodies, right? And that is Mercury. That is the planet Mercury. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, we just had a new pass by for Mercury by the Europeans. Bepi Colombo. Question: which part of the moon is this? No part. It's Mercury, planet Mercury. Mercury's old surface is heavily cratered like Earth's moon. Because a lot of stuff flies into the sun. It's thought that this is almost more like a planetary core. Probably real heavy in metals. Because a lot of the crustal material got pounded off. It got hit so much. So Mercury is smaller. If you want to see Mercury, you might still be able to see it in the morning if you get up real early, out before sunrise, right before the sky starts to light up enough it gets hard to see. Anyway, Mercury. So this is a satellite passing by taking this photograph. Probe called Bepi Colombo. Bepi Colombo. European Space Agency. Dun, 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 dun. Well, hey, what can you say? My idea of heavenly bodies may not match some other people's. You make a mean lobster. Okay, Granny. I'll have to come to Colorado and take you up on that. Don't you make a soup out of turtle? Some people do, but I hear the turtle got a lot of bacteria. Boy, you better be handling that very carefully and cooking it very carefully. Lots of bacteria with a turtle. I was going to pull something up, and I forgot what I was going to pull up. Something else I was going to show y'all tonight. My YouTube channel. Uh-oh. Ed did a show. Ed Houston, we have a problem. I have to see what his show is. Purple Nurse One. Let's check that out. Hang on, guys. Channel. All right, we're going to do a share on this. I like my centerfold section. If you don't like it, tell me. Just showing you heavenly bodies, whatever the astronomy picture of the day is. Like astronomy. Yeah, Ed's got a good channel. I like Ed. I really do. Ed's a good guy. I'll tell you another one that's a good guy. Alaska Prepper. I think he's sweeter than a cinnamon roll. He must be the sweetest prepper on earth. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's do a share again. Ding, 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 ding. Bing, bing, bing. There we go. There we are. So if you're joining now and you don't hear the Civil War talk, that was the first part of the video. Be sure to go back and rewatch it. Catch that. Naked HDXC. Hey, get that out of here. No, we don't need. Ban that guy from the channel. Thank you, Cha Cha. We don't need that kind of stuff on the channel. We are a family channel. We are a family channel. We don't allow dirty stuff, not real dirty stuff. I may be teasing about a centerfold, but I'm talking about astronomy. We don't need that junk in this channel. No, sir. Thank y'all for deleting that. We need no such stuff here. Ooh, thank you, Cha Cha. Good job. Oh my God, that was awful. They put 3 posts in here. You ban them from the channel. I'm gonna see if they're still be good. Oh, thank you. You hit them. Good job. No, we do not want nasty stuff in here. We are a family channel. Yeah, you get those kind of bots, Taz. That's nasty. We don't want that stuff in here. No, sir. No, sir, not at all. Is Full Spectrum Survival and New York Prepper a good channel? I'm kind of new at this prepping stuff. Full Spectrum Survival puts out a lot of information. But he puts it out pretty intensely. He's got a little bit of a political twist to it, a little bit different direction. I'm not hard over. He used to have a homestead in Alabama near Talladega, actually near the Wadawi. I know exactly where he was at, but I got a friend that used to be one of his neighbors. However, all of his latest videos have been from Florida, so I don't know what's happened with his property in Alabama. He went to Florida because of family issues. Because I know he was from Florida originally, I think, and he moved to Alabama. So New York Prepper has got a good, he's New Yorker, he's rough, oh, wait a minute. I'm thinking Angry Prepper. Angry Prepper is New Yorker. He talks tough. He says a lot of wordy dirds, but he's got a good heart. Well, he really does have a good heart. He's just a New Yorker. New Yorker's got a potty mouth typically, but he's a good guy. He's not accurate on everything he talks about. He's one of the guys who's talking about, if the EMP hits in the nighttime, don't worry about it, it won't affect you. And that's absolutely wrong. The Quebec hydro event occurred about 2 o'clock in the morning on the dark side of the world when the sun went zzz, because it affects the entire magnetosphere. When the sun puts out a CME, it goes around the entire magnetosphere and comes in. It can get everybody on Earth. It don't matter where you're facing the sun or not. So I talk about hose that you can do the garden with. I think that's what Just Dane might have been referring to there, but yeah, we got to be careful how we use that language. Mickey's Nucka House of Family in Sarasota. Okay, I think that's where he's supposed to. Happy what SCOTUS did with nugs for New York and other states. There you go, Jason. Amen to that. Amen to that. Yeah, there you go. Trying to help separate people from God. Now, they like to do that. I need to start a channel that teaches skinny people how to be fat. Well, you know what? You'll probably get some subscribers there because there's a lot of skinny people that want to put it on and just can't manage to do it. Jurassic pork chop. That's funny. Cuban nurse prepper. I'm so glad I finally was able to join a chat. For some reason, I wasn't before. Northwest Florida. We're glad to have you. Northwest Florida. Well, that's almost Alabama. Where in Northwest Florida are you there, Cuban nurse prepper? Yeah, I've gone down there a few times. Just Dane, I want some shrimp. There you go. Got to have some shrimp. Watch the language though. That if we want, we can use language for the thing blocking water, but we try not to curse in this room. Okay. No actual cuss words, no actual profanity, no actual innuendo. Well, don't get too heavy with that, as long as if it's strictly, we just gotta be careful, guys. We gotta be careful. So just remember, it's a family channel. A lot more than a centerfold. Yeah. When I say centerfold, I am talking from Astronomy magazine. We are talking astronomy pics. It's heavenly bodies, but we're keeping it clean. Keeping it clean. I show pictures of asteroids, stars, galaxies, Venus, Mercury, and stuff like that. Good stuff. All right. I love space. Space has got pretty pictures. I'm a space guy. All right, guys. So yeah, we're here looking at my channel here. This is our current video. This is a video I did earlier today. And I do check this. Russia staging troops for a new invasion. I didn't mention the 300,000 troops at Stoltenberg. I meant to, but I was out there and it got so windy. I got distracted by an airplane flying over. And it was just so windy. I was in a hurry. This is only a 6-minute video. I had to get home and start my video for my starting Zoom session for our Freedom Restoration Foundation. We had our meeting for that this evening. Wild cherry video, guys. This is pathetic, guys. 593 views. I mean, come on, guys. That's pretty pathetic. That's a video. Yeah, sure. Maybe you know what a wild cherry is, but I do talk about some of the medicinal uses of it. So help me out here a little bit. Asia or Europe. Yeah, some people tell me I should do more videos like this or more worm videos. Well, they really don't perform too well. I tell you that. Worm apocalypse. It took you 12 days to get over 1,000 views. Iran getting atom bombs has not hit 1,000. That's not hit 1,000. So, I used to do 2,000 views on just about any video. A lot of them aren't even making 1,000 now. This one did relatively well. 1,600, relatively well. But I had to post this on, this one was almost on a tank. I posted in my community page up here. And it made it pop back up. I mean, this one was doing really bad until I posted the community page. Like, guys, y'all need to see this. You really need to watch this because I'm not just talking about the threats of the food supply. I'm talking about how you can grow all the food you need to grow in 1/10 of an acre, and all your proteins, all your starches, all the calories you need. We talk about how to grow your fats, the things that you need to survive, thrive, and stay alive on very little land. We talk about it in this, or I talk about it in this video. I go into great detail of what to grow. So if you watch this video, I got, 2 different ways, really better than that, to garden. And I also talk about the universal habitat, how to really put a lot of food out of a small area. I'll talk about that here. So you need to really watch this video. And with all the stuff coming on us vis-a-vis the Ruskies, you might want to watch this whole video stream down here. Surviving Nuclear War, Part 1, Surviving Nuclear War, Part 2, Nuclear Bug Out. What to do in the first 24 hours, the second 24 hours. Or just check out this, it hits the fan safe zones video. If you're not seeing my winter wild forest foraging, you need to see that so you know how to eat when it's cold. One of the most important things to know is filtering and sanitizing water. If y'all watch that, most preppers will die. Looks like a lot of people watch that video. Should be more people. This video right here should have 500,000 views on it. Filtering and sanitizing water. So y'all need to check these guys out. This is a mix. Got a lot of wild foraging videos in here. You have to go to the whole playlist. Whole playlist won't show here. Or go to greengregs.com. You'll see those videos pretty good. Alrighty, guys. Got 124 in the room. We finally got 154 thumbs up. If you haven't gave a thumbs up, please do it, because I know a lot more people than that have been through the room. I lost 54 pounds to 35 more to go. How you doing that, Nikki? I have in the past lost by going almost carnivore 100 pounds on a couple occasions in my life. I think I'm about to do it again. I'm a fat spurt, says Just Dane. So, yeah, I'm a little bit too much on that side, but I'm about ready to lose it. Hope I can pull it off. Worm videos will do much better now. People are garden minded. Well, I hope so. But it's kind of amazing that I would do a worm video and it just wouldn't really pick up. For gardening videos, wild edibles and worm videos really aren't doing that good when I post a new one. My old original worm video, or actually my original ones, are doing pretty good. This video right here is still the best performing video on my channel in terms of views. For some reason, it don't get the click through, so per view, it doesn't really earn much from the ad revenue. My ad revenue on this channel is down Guys, I'm only making a couple $100 for the whole month in ad revenue after all the work I've done with all these videos, which means I've earned maybe 2 cents an hour for all the time it took to put into this video. This video here took an enormous amount of time to put together. I mean, I went around to farms, various different farms all over the county, and here in Madison County, Alabama, and up in Giles County, Tennessee, no, Lincoln County, Tennessee, taking photographs. And I did research, went through the web. I combed through some of my old videos, pulling out data, some of my long ones. I spent, and then just doing the view graph charts took an enormous amount of time. And all the view graph charts in this video, I think are well done because you don't see much white space in these. I took a lot of time to populate stuff behind them. So this video was an enormous investment in time. Like I said, I might have made 2 cents an hour. Maybe not even that. Maybe it's a penny an hour. And one reason I have not done as many live videos, like did a lot of these not live. One of them, partly I was in a hurry, but also I'm not even getting them into super chats. So last time we were on here, you guys really chimed in on the super chats. That really helped. But my revenue is really dropping. So it really has me having to second guess really what I'm doing here with this channel. Because I was really relying on this channel to help me support my farm so I can get it going again. And that scenario isn't working too well. So I've got to really refigure if I should just cut out live videos. So I might do that. You know, I haven't done a video from the farmer's market. I've decided to cut out farmer's market live videos. I'm cutting out the live videos from the dog days. It's just, well, it's too much trouble with music and just too many other issues. It just gets complicated, and there's so few views on them. It pulls the whole channel down. It messes with the algorithms negatively, and I'm not getting super chats in them. So they're not worth doing. You know, they hurt the channel. They actually hurt my channel platform. So I've decided not to do those videos anymore. So if y'all want to keep these videos coming, the least you can do is give me a lot of thumbs up and views. So at least it pulls some of my algorithms up. Give me some super chats, that helps a lot too. So y'all did well on that a couple nights ago, this last Wednesday night session here. I appreciate that. So that helped a lot. Anyway, I heard YouTube cut down on paying people. Now they pay the same rate. It's just, as far as I know, it's just I'm not getting the views. I'm not getting my viewership has been dropping. I mean, you look at these videos; they're under 1,000. That one's not. But you know, I'm just, you know, when I had a channel with 18,000 subscribers, I was getting 2,000 views for just about any video. Oop, I didn't mean to start that. I had videos getting 10,000 views, just on a regular basis. You look at other channels that are much smaller than mine, and they way outperform me on views. I mean, not by a little bit. I mean, way outperform me right now. Why is that? So does YouTube want me just to throw in a towel? Well, you know, I put a lot of work in these videos. A lot of work. Okay. Oh yeah, we're scrolled over. And especially these videos where you see all the view charts, this one and this one and this one. Those took a lot of time. You know, I did a lot of preparation for these videos, for this video. A lot of time and effort went into them. And yet this video only got 1,600 views. Telling you how to survive. Hey, Carl, thank you. Appreciate that. Hey, Carl, that's awesome. I'd like to give a big hand to Carl. Carl Bossman. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. That really helps. We've really been hurting lately on some of these videos. Carl, that'll make a big difference right there. It really will. Thank you, sir. Carl, you got any particular questions? Your front row seat. Gigi, is there a bug shortage down by you? Yeah, really, we don't get nearly the bugs we used to get. I had to wash my windshield every other day because of bugs. Now we've had a little bit of return of bugs, but it's not like it was. So we've had a big shortage of them. I did a video on that back a couple of years ago. It says, hey Greg, have you noticed that Vladimir is so anti-globalist they're getting ready to feed crickets to the Russians? Well, yeah, he may be, but and that would be the only good thing about it. But I'm thinking that he may also be playing into the hands of Klaus Schwab because in order to have the Great Reset, they got to have the Great Break. They got to break our economy, and everything going right now works perfectly for breaking our economy. So I don't know. You shouldn't have to wipe out so many people though to do that. Oh, you're welcome, Greg. Matterman, I had 5 highs before I moved to Maine. All right, very good. No lightning bugs. Oh, we got lightning bugs here. I got lightning bugs. I got a bunch of lightning bugs. I'm seeing a return of katydids. One of the bugs we used to be just thronged with. I hadn't seen them. There's little bitty brown beetles that used to fly at night. Well, I saw one the other day. First one I saw in quite a while. They used to be everywhere, and there used to be a lot more moths. Putin wants his own version of the Great Reset. Yeah, that's what he had. He wants his own. I've been going to flea markets. I have been going to flea markets lately. Yeah, well, the last time I went, I didn't do a video just because of the music and just the shortness of it. And I don't know. Green Greg, so has NASA approached you yet about a rocket for the moon? Well, I'm working on their moon rocket. We had a wet dress rehearsal last Monday, and last Monday was supposed to be, last week was supposed to be a holiday, right? And it was for the emancipation against slavery of people from that day is Juneteenth. It celebrates the release of a few thousand slaves down in Galveston. Why don't they celebrate the release of when the amendment was passed? It freed slaves. The last slaves freed were in the states up north that stayed with the Union. They don't want to recognize that though. I rescued 4 butterflies today. But anyway, this Emancipation Day, I had to go in at 5 o'clock in the morning. I had to get up at 3 to go in at 5. I'm usually not in bed at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I usually get about 3 or 4 hours sleep before I get up about 8:30, unless I'm going to work, which I've got to get up closer to 7. But so what I did, I had to be up at. We worked 14 hours straight, and I spent the rest of the week trying to recover from that. It really threw me for a loop. Not so much working so late, it's starting so early. So that when I go to the farmers market, I get up early, but not that early. So I got to be at the farmers market at 7 when I go there. It had to be somewhere at 5 in the morning. That hit me pretty good. Anyway, yeah, I got stink bugs and June bugs. Okay. I haven't seen many June bugs. So yeah, the beetle count's been down around here. Not as many beetles. Lightning bugs collaborate around here. Yeah, we collaborate. It's a bug conspiracy. I believe that. So, so he isn't really sick. Who are we talking about there? Colorado. Oh, so he isn't really sick. Who's Jason talking about? Jason. See how he's always says people are sick. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, who knows? Who knows? There's so much propaganda. Gosh, who knows, guys? There's so much propaganda. Greg, my stepson retired from NASA. Well, that's good, Nikki. Where at? Which NASA? Trump. Greg, what's the name? The coffee you drink? I just drink Folgers, just cheap coffee. I am drinking the Soldiers Black Soldiers. Folgers Black Silk here with this coffee. Yeah. Nah. Asteroids. A homestead asteroid instead of my angel. Hometown angel, my homestead asteroid. Oh man, let's kill that channel. Oh my gosh, that's awful. No, we don't know that. Thank you for hiding it. Thank you, New Days, for catching that. Oh my gosh. Cape Canaveral lives in Titusville. Okay, very good. Have you been to Folgers in a cup left? Have you been to Dixie Crossroads in Titusville? There they have the rock shrimp. It's a shrimp with a much thicker shell than regular shrimp. They have to cut them open and eat them like little lobsters. At Dixie Crossroads, that's the only place I know that serves rock shrimp. Probably somewhere else around that. I think I've been to another place in that area that serves rock shrimp. Rock shrimp, Dixie Crossroads. They got all this paintings on the outside of the building. Asteroids are beautiful. There you go. You guys have crow problems. In Romania, it's illegal to take care of them. They're protected. You in Romania? Oh, that's cool. Every disaster they're doing to the crop. Oh no. Okay, yeah, they'll tear stuff up for them. So report and block. Yeah. I don't think Just Dane was being Randy, I think he was just calling whoever posted this stuff a pervert. I have to go now. I enjoyed the stream and chatting. Yeah, don't hide Dane. I think he was, don't hide him from the channel. I think he was just saying, whoever posted that was a pervert. I don't think he was out of line there. That's his last comment, though. Melanie, nah, 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 nah. That's got a good team to it. At least you beat. Madam Gross, I have hawk problems. Yeah, I believe that. Emeralds, I heard the surface of the moon is getting sandblasted. Well, all this stuff in space does because of all these little micrometeoroids. It's worse than sandblasting. I deleted my own comment. Oh, okay. Okay, just think. Have you tried Lloyd Have Mercy's dinner? Lloyd Have Mercy's. No, Nikki's not. Haven't seen that one. At least I don't think I have. I've been through a lot of restaurants in Titusville and Cocoa Beach and some in Melbourne. I stayed in all those areas. I prefer when I go down to stay in Cocoa Beach. I used to always stay in what used to be the Hilton out there in the ocean, but it was sold out from the Hilton, gosh, probably 15, 20 years ago. Yeah, over 20 years ago. So it used to be a Hilton. It's changed hands, but a little bit over 20 years ago. But I used to go there a lot, and I used to enjoy some of those places. One night I thought I had it made. They put me on the room right next to the ocean, just right facing the ocean. But boy, that we had a huge storm come in, and my room was drenched. Water was coming in everywhere. Yeah. You don't want to be on the ocean side when you got a big storm blowing in. Jurassic, okay. Cha-cha. Loving that. So, we had some good chats tonight here. So, Travel, wondering if it gets bad enough, would it be safe to eat crows? Well, a crow is kind of an omnivorous animal. You might want to think twice before you think about eating a crow. They say crows have the intelligence of a 7-year-old child, at least the IQ of a 7-year-old child. You believe that? 7-year-old child. That's almost as smart as that AI system in Google's reported to be. Reported to be. I don't believe it's sensitive. That's a topic for another show. I love Show and Low Restaurant in Cocoa Beach. Best barbecue ever. Oh, okay. Show and Low. There's some good restaurants around there. I can't remember one I used to like to go to the name of. There's one I like to go to. Near one of the causeways up there. Can't remember that. Had his fish mounted on the wall. It was all mouth. So crows can talk. Well, there you go. So they're smart. Ask Odin. Ravens, at least, yeah. Hugnan and Unanen. Crows are smart birds. They are. Most things, yeah, they make tools. One time they used to say, when I was a kid, they used to tell us that the thing that distinguishes humans from animals is human-made tools. And the next thing we know, we find chimpanzees making tools. Then we discovered crows make tools. Quite a few. Eating a raven is like eating a dog. Yeah, that's what I'd be afraid of, Taz. Exactly. I just meant you inspired a trucking maniac. All right, glad to hear that. Not man, that's smarter than the thing in the White House. Well, you know what? Maybe Google is sentient because that thing in the White House isn't. Yeah, it's like a crow or a raven for president. It couldn't be any worse. Canadian geese get crapping on my car. Well, they're good for that. Boy, don't they though? They sure do. So I stayed in the Kena Hotel in Cocoa Beach. They allowed goons to stay there. Okay. Okay. Who knows? I might have been in that one once. I don't know where it was. It's a Colorado Jan. I have a lot of moss, little bugs on the lights. We don't have them like we used to be though. Used to, if you had a light outdoors, they would just fog all around it. Now you can see these big lights and you don't see no bugs hardly flying around at all. Dicky's not got to go try some sleep. That's a great idea. I got to shake some wigs tomorrow. Shake some wigs. All right. You cut hair or something? What's wrong with eating dog? Well, I guess if you're Chinese, you might like it. Alcured, 1776 says, I would rather have a crow as a friend. There you go. And a sucker in the White House. Yeah, there you go. During World War II, they used to eat cats and dogs in Europe. Yeah, you're right. And people here in the United States did during the Depression. I know, I've heard those stories. Often the dad would say, well, I caught this rabbit outdoors, and the kids would eat it, and they didn't know they were eating their pet cat. Beer beans bullets. There you go. Have a look at. Good night. Okay. That man says to Nikki. Hairdresser. Okay, very good. I'll shake some wigs. I made a wig, says Colorado Jan. You got beautiful hair, Colorado Jan. I've seen the pictures. All right. Well. And chainsaws. There you go. I need a chainsaw for my hair. Chainsaw might be what it takes to cut it now. So long. All right, guys. Yeah. Yeah, bow and arrow in the wind today in that other video. All the bugs are northwest Florida. Oh, that's where they went. Okay, I figured it went somewhere. Oh, I'll make my own solid green. Oh my gosh, you make your own solid green. You know, hang on, guys. Where's my phone at? I got to show you a picture of something I found in the refrigerator at work today. I swear to God. What year is this? 2022. And what did they say on the poster? What was it? The poster about the movie Solid Green? What did it say at the top? It's the year is 2022. And oh my gosh, Solid Green. Solid Green. And I swear, this picture I'm about to show you on my phone came from the refrigerator at work. And what is it? It's Solid. The chocolate version, not the green version. This is Solid. Solid in the year 2022. Solid was 2022. Exactly. Oh my gosh, guys, I swear, from my phone, picture taken at work. Solid. There it is. It's out there. People are really eating it. Oh my gosh, they're actually using the stuff. Art can be very good. Hey, there's Jesse Mills. I was wondering where you've been. Hi, all from Northeast Arizona. Yeah, we went through Arizona, showed Snowflake and Sholo and Holbrook, Charles Stansbury. We can't see it because of the share. Oh, really? Oh, I'm sorry. Stop share. Bing. Here we go again. Here we go again. I'm sorry. I forgot about that. Oops. Turned off. Solid. That was in the refrigerator at work. Somebody is eating Solid. Solid is people. Yikes. Oh, Lord. Solid. Oh, no. Yeah, really. Really. Alrighty, folks. That movie freaked me out. Yeah, that was a freaky movie. Sorry, I left the scare up so long. Forgot about that. Guys, it's late. I got to go. My eyeballs are turning yellow. I mean, I really need to run. I like Louisiana hot sauce on my Solid Green. Oh, my gosh. Beer beans, poison. Yeah, poison. That's about right. Charlton Heston was the king of the apocalypse movies. Boy, he had some good ones, including blowing the whole world up in Beneath the Planet of the Apes when he fell over the switch when he was trying to save the world. He blows it up. That's a great ending of the movie, which is not what you'd want to see happen in real life. My favorite was Last Man on Earth in 1970s. Okay. Trucking Maniac. You said in a video that crushed dolomite is best for fighting off pests in your bed. Yeah, it's great. What other natural deterrent would there be helpful? If you got food grade diatomaceous earth, it had to be food grade because the other stuff will catch your worms up. But I would try it out a little bit in one corner of the bed first to make sure that it's not causing a problem. So who knows? It might not. You might get what's supposed to be food grade, and it might not be. People are obsessed with apocalypse in the 70s. Yeah, well, that may come again because, Lord, guys, when the times today are rough, just Dane. We're in some rough times. You know, we are, and you know, it's we're facing a lot. We are facing a lot right now. We are facing so much. All right. Mods, you've been busy tonight because we've been hit so much. So I want to thank you, mods. I want to thank Carl Bossamer. He actually gave us a super chat tonight. Thank you, Carl. I really appreciate that. I appreciate everybody that stayed in here. And yeah, it's nearly 2 o'clock in the morning here. I got to run. We got a lot of views, so I appreciate that. I appreciate the thumbs up. If you haven't given me a thumbs up, throw one in now. Just play the video back after I post it and see whatever parts you missed. You know, just the views that help my channel. View my video as much as you can, and give some thumbs up. Leave some comments below. Give some good tips for your fellow citizen and prepper here. And hopefully we won't run into all these bad times. Hopefully we won't get into a civil war, but it's possible. Hopefully we won't get into World War III, but it's possible. Madam Gross, I rolled cigars with bacon fat on the wrapper. Buddy, we can get along. We gotta smoke a cigar together one day. Well, that I gotta say, I gotta go, guys. I really seriously gotta run. Sorry about this, but Mama Nature is screaming at me. I've drunk a lot of coffee and tea, so I gotta run. That's probably more than y'all needed here. My apologies. So good night, everyone. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Carl, the super chat. Thank you, Mod. You've been really busy. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Hope everybody has a great, wonderful night. And pray for Granny Lana and her granddaughter, Kaylee. And pray for tonight when you go to bed. Pray for Randy Bly with the Blue Bottle Bunny Farm. Is Diamond in the house? Yeah, pray for Diamond. Yeah, okay, that's good. Pray for Diamond. Pray for all our friends here. And pray for the poor people that are being oppressed right now in China. Pray for the people that are being oppressed in Europe with all the warfare. And let's pray that that gets contained and maybe comes to an end. And don't spread too much. But there's, boy, we're not looking good, guys. It's looking rough. Thank you, everyone, and good night. Goodbye.